Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Angie Lyle. I'm driving down the road currently on the highway, and I am on my way to Trenton, Missouri from Kansas City, where I live. For those of you who are new to my channel, I have been branching into a new adventure, which is wildlife kind of rescue. I don't know if you would call it rescue. I haven't actually rescued any animals, but I have definitely helped with wildlife rehabilitation. Anyway, it's a gloomy, cloudy day, and it's early March, and I'm on my first transport trip. I'm on the highway now. Anyway, I have some baby squirrels with me. They're headed out to Trenton, where they will be taken care of by a family that takes care of baby squirrels, raises them up, releases them into the wild. They are partners to Lakeside. They've been vetted. They're not just some random family. They have gone through the process of getting certified to do this with the Missouri Department of Conservation. But they have little kids. The kids, I think, are homeschooled. So this is a great science project, taking care of the squirrels and getting them out into the world as adults. So yeah, we've been there once before last year. I got lost actually going out there. So this time I know where I'm going. Yay. This year I feel like I'm a lot more experienced doing this stuff. I have grown out of some of the, myths that I had going into the process. And so I've actually kind of gotten a little bit more clarity on how I want to film this year. And I just want to bring awareness to the general public about wildlife rehabilitation. It is, yes, the baby animals are cute, okay? But there has been a lot of people who have started making YouTube videos of wildlife that they've decided to raise and keep, not raise and release, which is really what needs to happen with wildlife. I've seen channels that focus on prairie dog as their pet, raccoon as their pet, squirrel as their pet, possum as their pet. I saw one family giving their possum marshmallow treats, which is just no. Okay, possum, they need to eat actual blood and bone animals. So they can't just be given marshmallows. So I think for my channel, I've decided that I really want to focus on the reality of wildlife rehabilitation, the true, grit of it. It's not all, look at this cute animal and I'm going to get views and I'm going to make YouTube money off this. That's not the point anymore. I mean, I kind of thought that would be fun, but then I started to see how people were doing it on YouTube, and it really isn't good. It's not good. I mean, we need to release these animals back into the wild. The reason we take care of the wildlife and release them back into the wild is because the ecosystem relies on wildlife. If you take wildlife out of the equation, the environment starts to suffer from that. If you take the environment out of the equation, the wildlife and people start to suffer from that. If you take certain wildlife out of the environment, then other wildlife can proliferate. So nature has a balance, and the only reason we would ever have a need to interact with these cute baby animals is to get them back to mom. That's the first goal. Or raise them properly. They need to be in a group. They can't be raised by themselves, by people who understand the biology. You can't just feed animals like what you would feed your dog or cat. I mean, in some cases that would work, but then they would be missing some crucial nutritional elements from their diet. So even though the family who was carrying the possum around like a baby and feeding them marshmallows, that possum is eventually going to not live a full life because they will get sick. They won't have the proper nutrients that they need for a healthy body. Blood and bones. Bet you didn't know that. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing and following along and learning about, the experiences of wildlife rehabilitation and the nature center where I volunteer. And then eventually I'll be visiting some other nature centers. I'm planning on getting a camping rig and going on the road with it. So I'll be sharing some of those experiences on my YouTube channel. And, in 2028, that's my goal, to sell my house. So I'm going to be kind of documenting the process of clearing out my house, and then eventually I'll buy some land and I'm going to build an off-grid home, and it'll be self-sustainable off-grid home. And I'm going to document the process, all of that here on my YouTube channel. So the next couple of years are going to be really interesting here. I hope you'll join, or subscribe, tap the bell icon so you know when a new video goes out. I'm trying to put together a schedule so it'll be regular, so it's always going to be on this day. But right now I don't know when that's going to be because I'm still working on some stuff. A lot of you know, the people that have been on my channel for a while. I mean, I've had this channel for so long, and I've done everything on this channel. I've done skit videos. I've done, because I'm a marketer and I create videos for clients, I've put my work out there on this channel. It was like this weird conglomeration of videos, and so I'm trying to dial in. But my major is actually in environmental studies from Utah State, and I'm trying to work that more into my life versus the marketing angle, because a lot of people can get marketing from AI now. So I am going to be starting a resource recovery business, and from that business I will be showing folks how to clean out a house as environmentally friendly as possible. If you care about the environment, if you care about conservation, that content will probably be interesting to you as well. Yeah, we're going to be going through houses. I've been doing this for my mother-in-law's estate. She had boxes and boxes of things, and a lot of junkers will just come and take all those things and throw them away into the landfill. And so our resource recovery will be a nonprofit, and the goal will be to divert from the landfill as many pounds of material as we can. We'll take hazardous waste to hazardous waste recycling. We'll take styrofoam to styrofoam recycling. We'll take other recycling to the recycling center. We have all these things lined out. And so I'm going to document the process of starting this business, the pains involved in it. I'm going to have a nonprofit and a for-profit. So the for-profit will be able to resell a lot of the items that we clear out of these houses. So yeah, I think it's like a reverse estate sale model. We'll give credit back for any items we think we can make money on, and then we'll just have them pay for the labor. They won't have to pay for any of the other costs involved with getting rid of the stuff. So, and it'll, I'll be bonded. I'm an environmental specialist, so people can trust that I'm not just going to throw it in the landfill or on the side of the road where some junkers decide to put their stuff. And then hopefully we can provide an alternative to landlords who are just throwing people's belongings on the street when they're getting evicted. I mean, that stuff just sits on the street and gets ruined and goes to the junkyard, and it's like their entire house full of stuff. So I'm hoping to be able to prevent that from happening, because that's an eyesore for the community, but it's also just a waste of really great resources. So resource recovery, that's what we're going to talk about on this channel. So a lot of things, to get us in the mood to, live clean and not have so much stuff. I think some people just have too much stuff. I have too much stuff. We'll talk about that. I'm not afraid to talk about my stuff. For sure. So yeah, that is basically the goal of the channel now, is to just kind of convert it to vlog style. You guys have seen my dogs before, and they will be making more and more appearances as I travel, because this van is going to be converted to car camping. So we'll go on some camping trips. I mean, if I'm going all the way out to the boondocks, what we call the boondocks, out there in the country, then I want to go camping. You know, I want to go hiking and checking out the environment and just really spending some more time out in nature. And I want to take you guys with me. So yeah, that's about it. I think I'm going to turn the camera off because we got a long ways to go down this road. But when I see you next, I'll be pulling into the rehabber's place, and you can see what their property is like. It's really pretty cool. And it's better for the baby squirrels to be out here in the country than it is to be in the Lakeside Nature Center Hospital. Also, apparently there's a storm coming in, and we're worried we're going to get a lot more squirrels because, you know, there's a lot. So the sooner we can move these guys out to the country, the better. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to transport animals. Yeah. All right. So I guess I'll see you when we get there.
Lost in the shadows where the wild winds scream, walking through the silence, chasing a broken dream. Falling leaves beneath me, whisper secrets untold. In the heart of the forest, I'm breaking the mold. I'm running through the fire, I'm dancing with the rain. In the arms of nature, I'm shedding my pain. A rebel with a cause, in the wild I'm free. Finding who I am beneath the ancient tree.
Echoes of my past, like ghosts in the night. Fighting with my demons, trying to find the light. The river's cold embrace, it's pulling me deep. In the silence of the woods, my soul starts to weep. I'm running through the fire, I'm dancing with the rain. In the arms of nature, I'm shedding my pain. A rebel with a cause, in the wild I'm free. Finding who I am beneath the ancient tree.
Screaming at the stars, breaking all the chains. In this wild adventure, I'm healing my stains. No more hiding, no more lies. In the beauty of nature, my spirit flies.
I'm running through the fire, I'm dancing with the rain. In the arms of nature, I'm shedding my pain. A rebel with a cause, in the wild I'm free. Finding who I am beneath the ancient tree.
So here I stand with the earth at my feet. In this endless journey, my heart skips a beat. The adventure's just started, the story's my own. In the beauty of nature, I've finally grown.
All right, we're almost there. We're on a really country road right now. And actually, I remember coming out here, it was so beautiful. It was like late summer, early fall, and it was still really pretty. It's very barren now. I got myself a new camera mount that's magnetic, and it's stuck to the outside of the car. So I hope it's catching some really great stuff. Now, it thinks this is the house. This is not the house. I know that now. But I need to get back to the, well, I guess it's done. Now I'm looking for the right mailbox. And I'm not going to show you guys the exact address because I want to protect their privacy. This is not it. That's it over there. That's it. They got cows and a pond, and they have a nice outdoor enclosure for when they're big enough to be outdoors. I'll show them to you before I hand them off. Don't worry. I can't let us get away without looking at these little babies. I know you guys want to see them, right? That's a pony. Hi, pony. Some cows and ponies out here. A really cool house. Take a look. Yeah, they get in pretty early. Oh my goodness, they're practically pink. There's hardly any fur on them. And you are also little bitty. Well, they look about the same size, but I'm sure they just...
Can you see them?
They've got two different papers.
Must be 2 different batches.
2 different batches. Aren't they so sweet? I know. If only we could have got her back to mom, darn it. All right. I finally got my camera to work. I've got this, I have a really old GoPro. Well, I would call it old. It's a GoPro 9, I believe. And, you know, it's been through some stuff. So I was like, the whole time trying to come out. Oh, that says Mid-America Music Festival on the side. I wonder if they have a big music festival out here. That would be kind of fun to come out and check out. She was surprised when I told her that I really liked filming the town of Trenton because it's a cool town, but you know, it's old. All old towns are pretty cool. And also the sun is coming out. Yay. Much better. Although I could use a clean on these glasses. So yeah, that was basically the whole thing. You take the squirrels, or you know, sometimes raccoons, sometimes possum. Different rehab people kind of specialize in different animals. And so this lady is certified to do the squirrels, and it sounds like she's gotten a neighbor roped into doing it too. So I might be out again to Trenton to deliver more squirrels. Those were so tiny. They were itty bitty, you know, and they can't be out of the nest or out of the warm environment for very long. Like, they can't regulate their temperature like an adult squirrel can. And so it really relies on being nestled up with you saw how they were all kind of curled up in a ball because they need that warmth. And they've been sitting on my seat warmer in the car, and I don't want to make it too hot. Like, sometimes you can overheat the baby squirrels if you're heating them up too much. We've been finding some really crazy stuff in my mother-in-law's estate. Let me just give you an overview, okay? I found a paper sack that had Star Wars action figures in them, several, still in the package. So I listed them on eBay, and lo and behold, people are willing to pay anywhere from $150 to $350 for these action figures. And then I learned that if the card that is, so the action figure is on a card and the card has a little plastic thing covering the action figure, but the card itself, if it's been hung on a rack in the store, then the little hole in the card has been punched. Okay, but if your back has not been punched, you have an unpunched card. And unpunched is a lot more valuable than a punched card. Oh gosh, I had no idea. I am not into this collector kind of world, so I'm in for a treat, I can tell you that. And so are you. I mean, you never know what we're gonna find. I also found unopened jars of peaches and green beans that had probably been down there for 30 plus years, according to her kids, because they'd never seen her can anything in the last 30 years. So, and she might have gotten them from somewhere, but the peaches were black, so I'm pretty sure they're very old. And so that's the thing, like, we have to open those jars and get rid of the waste, because glass, I have to look at you again. We have to open the jars and put that down the drain, because glass is forever. Like, if you just throw a glass bottle out in the world, in the environment, it will never break down on its own. Sure, it could probably break in a couple of pieces. People mistakenly think that eventually it will turn into sand, because that's what glass is. If you grind it up, it's sand. But it doesn't. It just stays there in big chunks in the ground forever. It will never break down like that unless you pick it up and take it to a recycling center, and then they turn it into sand and make more glass, right? So a lot of junkers will just pick up your stuff and they'll take it all to the junkyard, including the glass, lots of glass, probably canned produce, similar to what I found. And that's a process. Like, nobody really wants to take the time to open the jars and deal with the contents. They're like grossed out by it, and oh my God, let's just throw the whole thing away. Just throw the whole thing away. But this is where my environmental specialization will come in handy, because I know what happens to glass, and I would prefer to take it to the recycle place. And so it's little things like that. There's a couple of things that will never break down in the environment. Those are top on my list. But also, chemicals leach into the groundwater and affect everything. They can affect the wildlife, they can affect the plant life, and they can affect our livelihood if it's allowed to continue. So chemicals leaching into the ground, also, don't just throw it away. So that's what I'm hoping to convey. But also, that's what I'm hoping to help people with when I'm talking about cleaning out your estate. I'm talking about cleaning it the right way. The way that is suitable for the planet and for future generations, including your kids, your grandkids, all of those kids. All the kids. So, wish me luck starting this new endeavor. I feel like I have to keep raising up my glasses and putting them down, because the sun is coming out and then it's going back behind the clouds. And I should put some tint on the windows. That would probably help these travels, you know. So that's another fun thing. I'm excited about working on ways to, you know, get this van to a point where I would be comfortable staying all night in it. And I have some ideas for that too. So come along for the journey. Let's get home. I'm going to start working on that paperwork. And the next time I see you guys, I won't just be in a car driving, talking. A lot more action. I'm going to try to include a lot more cool shots to make this a worthwhile show to watch. That's funny. I just referred to my life as a show. You know, we really are living in a show. It's like the Truman Show. Think about that. And I'll see you guys next time.